What's going on, everybody? My name is JT, and you're tuned in to The People's Trader, your source for no-nonsense crypto fundamental analysis and technical analysis. If that's the sort of thing that tickles your fancy, why don't you hit the subscribe button? I do this every single day, except on the days that I don't. Taking a look at the news here, Bitcoin whale cluster at 10,500 is the most important level right now. Bitcoin whale clusters show major resistance levels at the 10.5 to 11.3, raising the chances of a major sell-off. According to WhaleMap, an on-chain analysis firm that focuses on Bitcoin, whale activity short-term clusters are presented at 10,500 and 11,300. Whale clusters form when the whales accumulate Bitcoin and do not move the Bitcoin. Areas that have large amounts of unspent Bitcoin become an area of interest, typically as a resistance level, analysts on WhaleMap explain. The bubbles show locations where unspent Bitcoin were accumulated. The larger the bubble, the more unspent Bitcoins are located there. P.S. Unspent Bitcoin means these Bitcoins have not been moved since they were inflowed into the whale wallet. So kind of an interesting theory. We'll dive into the analysis in just a bit. Whales, or individuals holding large amounts of Bitcoin, like to sell either at break even or at profit. If whales deem the current trend to be bearish, the 10,500 level could serve as an area where whales break even. The two biggest whale clusters line up with the technicals. And honestly, this is not a very good article. So let's just jump right into what I think about the TA. So here we are on the Bitcoin chart. I've been charting this for several days now. These lines haven't moved. I didn't just make these for the article for today's video, but as you can see, I've got some previous support, now resistance at around the 11,000 mark. And I've got this floor at around 10,200. So for the sake of arguments, let's just throw in another line at the article's 10.5. It's right about, we'll call it right there, which is at the top of this mini consolidation here. You know what? Let's get rid of it. We'll just 10.5. What am I seeing in the chart right now? This is a reaccumulation pattern. So if we zoom out and we take a look at what's going on, we're in an uptrend. There's no denying that we're in an uptrend. We made a low, we made a high, we made a higher low, we made a higher high, and we still have a higher low. So there's no argument that we are still in an uptrend. Furthermore, Tether is currently really overbought. The Tether chart here is really overbought. Let me just go on to the line chart. You can see that Tether is in overbought territory. Many people are sheltering from the volatility inside of Tether. Now, what's significant about that is every time that happens, I'm just going to throw on the altcoin market cap here. So the last time that happened was here, and we had a huge altcoin run. This pink line represents the entire altcoin space. We had another one here, altcoin run, another one here, altcoin run. So the indicator of Tether being overbought to me means that we are going to continue to see upside action. Furthermore, when we compare that to the story that we're seeing inside of Bitcoin, we're just visiting the bottom of this channel. There is a little bit of room to come down. You can see this trend line here that we formed in the last consolidation. We could come down technically and get somewhere around the 9,500 level. If we hit 9,500, everybody in this market is going to be screaming 7,000. I'm calling it right now. They're going to be screaming 7,000. They're going to be screaming 4,000, 6,000. Don't believe them. You have to buy. Point of control right here at 9,200. There is so much support at that level. You got to fight the emotion and you're going to buy. Do I think that's going to happen? I don't think so. No. If we jump into an accumulation here, so if you take a look at the reaccumulation schematic that I'm talking about here, it starts off with a mini distribution pattern. That's what we got here, and then we came down and we made a move. So if it is to follow this Wyckoff reaccumulation pattern, what we're going to be looking for in the coming days to weeks, it's probably going to take weeks. I anticipate this to consolidate for the rest of September. We're probably going to come up. We might get as high as 11,000. Okay, that's going to be our test. That's going to be our automatic rally, and then we're going to come back down and test the floor. Once we do that, we're going to come up again. We probably won't make it all the way up to 11,000, and we'll look to form some tight consolidation. This tight consolidation is what's referred to as the creek. What the creek does is it gives the oscillators time to flip back bullish. So right now, the oscillators are in bearish alignment. They have momentum to the downside. They're going to continue to be in bearish alignment for several days to possibly weeks. Once they start to curl back over as a result of the tight consolidation, we're going to get what's called a jump across the creek, where the price action will come up above the EMAs, come down and test, and then we can start to consolidate to the upside again. This is typically what happens in these Wyckoff reaccumulation phases. There's never, TA is not a crystal ball. It's just, it gives you a perceived edge in the market. And with Wyckoff, I noticed that it gives you a lot of patience. If you're interested in learning this technique, my group specializes in teaching Wyckoff. We have several setups in the group. We got a lot of active traders that are making consistent gains. One thing that I've really noticed inside of the trades that we're in is how unaffected they are by the downside. We had a very significant pullback. A lot of coins saw double-digit reds. Our assets fared pretty well. Everything saw a bit of a pullback, but our assets fared really well, and we did not get shaken out of that move, and we're now seeing gains again. So I don't know if you can say that about your portfolio, but hey, if you're interested in taking a look, email me at thepeoplestrader@gmail.com. I can give you a 3-day free trial. That is 3-day free trial. The content we provide in the group is high caliber content. My goal is to teach you to not need me. I want to teach you how to read these charts. I want to turn you into a career trader. So you can join through the Patreon link down below, pay for the course in a credit card, or you can pay with crypto. Email me. So that's pretty much what I'm looking at as far as Bitcoin. We're not out of the woods yet, but I think that we've met a bottom. I don't think that there's any sellers left. And that's what you have to realize is, there's buyers and there's sellers. I think that Bitcoin is incredibly bullish. I think that there's large institutional investors that are buying Bitcoin, and they're buying it anywhere between $14,000 and $3,000. This whole range is buy for the institutions, because when you take a look at previous cycles, when an asset like Bitcoin leaves the accumulation phase and goes up into markup, which we're getting very close. Once we exit this box, we're going to be in markup. All of the, the spread on your dollar cost averaging in here does not matter. I find it kind of funny when these people say, oh, the whales are there's a big sell wall here for the whales. The whales already exited their positions. That's what caused the dump in the first place. They're not going to exit again. They've already caused the dump, and now we're just waiting to shake out the new hands so that there is a limited available supply. When there's a limited available supply pegged against the demand for cryptocurrency, the price marks up. So saying that the whales are going to sell again, it just doesn't make sense. That's not how they work. That's not how whales work. Okay, so let's take a look at SXP. We're taking a look at Swipe here. This is the Binance chart for SXP. This is the US dollar chart. Full disclosure, I don't use the US dollar chart. It's not the chart that I recommend that you take a look at, but I know that there's a lot of newer investors that are involved in this asset, and I know that they're looking at the US dollar chart, so I want to at least show my take on the analysis. But the real players, the real market makers in this space, they trade Bitcoin, and it's because they gave up on the dollar many years ago. Okay, we got crypto OGs in here. Those are the guys that move the market. The retail traders, they're not moving the market. They're getting played by the market. The market makers are the whales, and the whales look at the Bitcoin chart. And that is what I recommend that you do. So taking a look at SXP, a lot of people are going to say, you're going to hear it, oh, SXP's forming a head and shoulders. Head and shoulders, they don't mean anything, okay? A head and shoulders, fundamentally speaking, is a trend reversal. So what a head and shoulders is telling you is it's a trend reversal. So you have a high, a low, a higher high, a higher low, a lower high, a lower a lower low. That would indicate a trend reversal. So here on the macro, though, you just got to see what's happening here. And we have a high, we have a low, we have a higher high, and we have a higher low. This low is higher than this low, okay? So as long as that remains to be the case, I'm going to remain bullish on a continuation in SXP. This is not a trade that I'm currently in, but I'm providing the analysis for you so that you can make better decisions. So you can see here on the EMAs as well, they are starting to converge bullish. So they're showing that momentum to the upside. If we can continue, this is a really nice support area. You can see the curling of the price action here on the daily is definitely forming a rounded bottom. You could argue that this is a double bottom. So, you know, we're gonna look for a break to the upside. Don't enter a trade without confirmation. So what would I be looking for on this? So you see these three EMAs, you see these three EMAs here. This is the 9, the 21, and the 50. So what I would like to see in the price action is I wanna see the price come up and come above those EMAs. Then it's gonna start to consolidate over top of the EMA. When you have a really bullish momentum, typically you're gonna see upside bouncing off of the 9 EMA. Another thing that you wanna look out for is a break of this downward resistance line. Let's go with the wicks on this one. The wicks look like they got better touches, more validity. Yeah, so we're getting close. We'll know in the next few days if this is going to continue to the upside. Don't FOMO on a green candle because I guarantee it's gonna come back down, okay? So let it break the pattern and let it retest on top of these EMAs. Anyways, that is all the time I have for today. If you enjoyed the content, please don't forget to like, subscribe, all that fun stuff. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments section down below. I don't mind taking a look at any charts that you might be interested in, any projects that you would like me to do my analysis on. Just shoot them my way, and we will see you in the next video. Peace.